How to finally find your niche. Hey everybody, and welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I'm going to be speaking about how to find your niche. We've all heard it before. The riches are in the niches. The first thing we thought is, what the hell's a niche? And then we've realized it's just Americans pronouncing the word niche. Ah, genius. So the big question is that really true? Is it easier to grow a business? Do you make more money? Do you get a better result when you niche down with your business? Short answer, yeah. It's really true. And I fought this for years, ignored this for years, was told this for years, didn't do it for years. And honestly, I wish I had done this much sooner. It's important to recognize, why didn't I do it sooner? Number one is, there's lots of things I can do. And there's lots of things that I enjoy doing. And I like having variety. And I don't want to be known for just one thing. I don't want to be pigeonholed. All these kind of things. And you watching this video right now might identify with some of those concerns. So let me address that first one. This is not a life sentence. By niching down and becoming known for one specific thing, that is where it's much easier to create your marketing, to know who your target audience is. It's where you become more known as a specialist rather than just a generalist. And we've all heard jack of all trades, master of none is not a great title to have. It's where it becomes easier to be a guest on podcasts or speak on stages and be a guest speaker. So it just makes things easier. But it doesn't mean you can't evolve and adapt over time. So please stop fearing it. And the other thing is, even though I position myself as an online business strategist, I still have some clients that have businesses that are not online. I still help people with their mindset, with self-development, daily habits, like all the other stuff I used to coach and teach. I still coach and teach now, but it's just much easier to market. The second fear that I had is, I'm not enough of an expert at one thing. Well, again, if that's your concern, let me address that. Once you stop trying to do everything and you hone your focus on one thing, it becomes much easier to go all in on that one thing, to learn about it, talk about it, read about it, listen to podcasts about it. And bit by bit, as the days, the weeks, the months progress, you actually become super knowledgeable about that one thing and a bit more of an expert. The other thing is, you can always get extra qualifications, like the days of having to go to uni for 3 to 5 years and pay hundreds of thousands of pounds to get qualifications. They're gone. That's not the only way you can get great education and some level of certification to give you a little bit more credibility and confidence. Take some courses, get some more information, get some more credibility. So the bottom line is, if those are your fears, let them go. They're nonsense. They're not helpful. All these limiting beliefs, I'm not good enough, I've not done it long enough, I'm not an expert. Just stop. As soon as you make the decision to niche it down, what you actually do is you scale back. It suddenly becomes so much clearer, so much more specific, and therefore so much more exciting to just go, I'm just going to go all in on this one subject. So very simply, when it comes to wanting to make more sales, get more customers, make more money, and grow your business, just remember this one principle. People pay for specialists, not generalists. So if you can become more of a specialist, number one, you stand out in the crowd where everybody else is just saying, oh, I'm just a PT, or oh, I'm just a life coach, I'm just a therapist, I'm just an art teacher, I'm just a relationship coach. When you be more specific, you stand out. Number two, your target audience are going to really want to work with you. For example, if somebody has struggled to deal with domestic abuse and they look for a therapist and they go on that therapist's website and the therapist says, I can help you with mental health, I can help you with overcoming eating disorders, I can help you with relationship problems, childhood traumas, and they say this long list of a menu of all these things, versus you go to the next therapist and they say, I specialize in helping domestic abuse survivors gain back their confidence, strength, and power and start to live again. Just made that up off the top of my head. Sounds good, actually. If you're that target audience, if you're that person, which are you going to most likely want to work with? The more specific you can target that person's problem and solve that person's problem, the more that your website, your copy, your videos, your content, every piece of marketing that you do is going to really speak to that person, and they're going to feel compelled, they're going to feel heard, seen, they're going to feel like you're the right fit for them. And the third reason is, People will pay more for a specialist than they would a generalist. Let's say you're moving house and you're really stressed and you're really overwhelmed and you've got a bad back and you struggle with lifting. And there's two ways you can go with this. You can hire a van and it's £250. And that van will get delivered. You then load everything out of your house into that van. You then drive that van to the new property, unload the van, and then load everything into your house again. Or there's a second van. It's £950, quite a bit more. But it comes with two people who are professionals in moving. They move houses every single day. This is what they do day in, day out. You don't need to worry about lifting. You don't need to worry about marking the walls, breaking anything. They will do it all. If they break something, their insurance covers it. You'll get it replaced. You don't need to worry about driving a vehicle that you're not used to. They'll drive it for you. Because the second option really specifically deals with all your concerns and frustrations, and you know the people delivering the service do this day in, day out, most people would rather pay hundreds of pounds more for a service that completely specifically targets all their problems and has a solution for them all. But then the question is, how? How do I find my niche that you all speak of? Well, firstly, by not overthinking it. It's really pretty simple. There's a few questions that you just need to answer, and then from those answers, figure out your niche. So you start by just looking at all the things you offer, all the things you currently do in your business, or if you're thinking of starting a business, all the things you could do in that business. And out of all these things, the first question is, what are you actually best at? Like, what do you naturally just find comes a lot easier? Maybe it's just part of your natural talents or skill set. And if some of you are like, oh, I don't really know what I'm best at, I'm kind of all right at all of it, then it can be useful to maybe ask current clients or ask friends, family, people that know you, colleagues. Ask them, what do you think I'm best at? And then from that, write that down and go, okay, out of all these things I could do, actually, that's probably the thing I'm naturally best suited to. The second question to ask is, where do you have most experience? So again, say you have 5 or 6 different things, which is the one you have done more of and maybe done for longer? And the third question, and possibly I would suggest could be the most important, is what do you enjoy the most? Like, what excites you the most? Which is of all these things you could be doing is the one that you really see progress within and you really see the potential in, and that potential inspires you, excites you, motivates you, because your energy, your momentum is going to be super important to drive this business forward. It's no good really just doing something like, well, I've always done this and it comes natural to me, but oh, it's so boring, it's like Groundhog Day, I've done it for years, I don't really enjoy it, I'm just doing it for the money. Probably not the best place to operate from. So for some of you, all three answers might be the same. For others, it might be that there's a difference in those answers and it's not as clear. So then you need to just come back to the principle that it doesn't need to be perfect and you don't have to do it forever. So it just needs to be something you're good enough at and have the ability to get better at, something you have enough experience in, and something you enjoy enough combined for that to be the niche. For me, as somebody who spent years generally just being a life and business coach and helping such a range of different people with so many different things, the answer to all three of those questions was online business. I naturally have an ability to make seemingly complex things sound simple for people when I'm talking about online business. I've got years worth of experience in business and in online business, and it's a thing that I'm excited about and that I know I've still got things to learn and I still grow and I can still evolve and I can share and take people on that journey with me. So it ticked all three boxes for me. For you, it might not be as easy, but just try and find that middle ground and then just pick it, make that decision and go for it. Don't spend too long thinking about thinking and overthinking and then being overwhelmed and then procrastinating and then still not having a niche. Let's get to work, baby. Let's pick the niche and go, go, go. So once you've got those questions answered and you have decided upon your niche, the next thing that you need to do is just a bit of research. Doesn't need to be loads of research if you don't want to, but just collect some data. There's things you might be aware of that I teach, such as a SWOT analysis and a PESTLE analysis. Both these are ultimately tools that you can utilize to help you do research on the marketplace, on your target audience, and on the wider context of the world we're living in. So just get some data around what is already out there in your niche. What is doing well? Why is it doing well? What could be done better? How could it be done better? What specifically does your target audience need right now? How does the economic backdrop of today affect what people are willing to pay? How could that shift over the next 6 months, 12 months? Will there be technological changes that are coming into effect that 6 months from now will either make your business idea less relevant or maybe the demand for it even higher? These are the kind of things to spend some time now just doing a little bit of research, gathering a little bit of data, and then learn through doing and executing and adapt as you go. And that's the next part, which is test it, trial it. And by testing it, I don't mean spend £100,000 on a marketing budget and create loads of products and services and start marketing and start selling to everybody. Just start to maybe engage in social media groups where your target audience hang out, maybe going to events, maybe speaking to people, and just start putting it out there. Hey, I'm thinking of developing this. What do you think? Would this be useful for you? What would you pay? Would you be interested? Maybe you could create some kind of free lead magnet, some guide or PDF or something like that, and you can maybe put that out there, see how many people are interested and download it and engage with it. Maybe you want to put a poll out on your Instagram stories or on your Facebook page or your LinkedIn and just say, hey, what's your opinions on this? Just start to test the idea and gauge the feedback. But the main thing I want to say to you about niching down is, number one, I highly recommend you do it. And number two, don't spend months and months and months and months just thinking, should it be this, should it be that? I don't know if that's my niche. I don't know if I should do that. Just flipping pick one with 51% certainty and enough of an idea that it's not a completely stupid, ridiculous idea. Act on it and then learn through doing. You'll grow through the experience, consume more content around your niche, talk to more people about your niche, connect with more people who are in your niche, and just learn through going down that route once you've picked that route. But for most of you still haven't picked the route, so pick the route. Then we can crack on and actually start having, some success. That'd be nice. Huh? Anyway, over to you. Hope you found this useful. Let me know in the comments below. Has this helped? And more importantly, what I want to know is, what niche have you picked? There we go, a little bit of accountability. I want to see evidence in this comment section that you, because you watched this video, went, yeah, I'm doing it, Matt. This is now my niche. I want you to proudly announce it in this comment section, and I'll have a read and give you some feedback and a bit of support. There we go. Teamwork. See you next time.